I never believed a person's life could change over a dusty, forgotten book. Yet, here I am, sitting in this dim library, my heart pounding like it's trying to break free from my chest, because of a stranger who smells faintly of leather and rain. The first time I saw him, it was nearly midnight, and the library was hauntingly empty. I thought I was alone until the door creaked open and he walked in like a storm. Messy dark hair, leather jacket, and an expression that said he owned the night. He didn't even glance my way, just moved toward the classic section, his boots making the softest thud on the worn-out carpet. My first thought, great, another brooding guy who thinks he's the main character of a noir film. But then, something strange happened. He reached for the same book I had been obsessed with for months, an old, tattered copy of Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass. His fingers brushed the spine gently, almost reverently, like he wasn't just touching a book but a part of himself. And for some stupid reason, that made my throat tighten. I didn't speak. Couldn't. Instead, I watched him from the corner of my eye, like some creep in a hoodie hiding behind a stack of poetry anthologies. He flipped through the pages, his lips curving into the faintest smile when he found a particular passage. I knew that passage. Hell, I'd memorized it. We were together. I forget the rest. That night, I went home and couldn't sleep. Not because of the book, but because of him. The way he looked at those words like they weren't just ink on paper but oxygen. And the worst part, he didn't even notice me. The second night, I came back at the same time. I told myself it was for the peace and quiet. But we both know that's a lie. And sure enough, he was there. Same table, same book. Except this time, he noticed me. Our eyes met for half a second. And I swear, my heart forgot how to function. His gaze was sharp, unreadable, but there was something there. A flicker, like recognition or maybe curiosity. I sat 2 tables away, pretending to scroll through my phone while every nerve in my body screamed for attention. Minutes felt like hours, and just when I thought he'd leave without a word, he spoke. "You're here late." His voice was low, rough around the edges, like gravel wrapped in velvet. I looked up, startled. "Yeah, could say the same for you." He tilted his head, smirked a little. "Guess we both like the quiet." And just like that, the air shifted. It wasn't just silence, Anna Maria, it was charged. Heavy. Like if someone struck a match, the whole damn library would go up in flames. Over the next few nights, it became a pattern. He'd show up. I'd show up. Sometimes we'd talk about books, music, life. Sometimes we wouldn't. But every night, the space between us got smaller. Our conversations stretched longer. And the book, that old copy of Leaves of Grass, became our excuse. Our anchor. One night, I asked, "Why that book?" He looked at me for a long time before answering. "Because it doesn't lie." I frowned. "What do you mean?" He closed the book slowly, his fingers tracing the cover. Whitman wrote like he wasn't afraid to feel. Most people are terrified of that. Of feeling too much. Of wanting too much. His eyes met mine then, dark and intense. "Are you?" Couldn't breathe. Couldn't think. Because the truth, I was terrified. Not of wanting too much but of wanting him. By the time the first snow fell, everything between us had shifted. What started as stolen glances and quiet conversations had become something I couldn't name without feeling like the ground would disappear beneath me. I didn't plan to fall for him. Hell, I didn't even know if I was allowed to. But every time he looked at me, like I was the only person left in the world. I stopped caring about rules, fears, labels. That night was supposed to be like all the others. The library was almost empty, silent except for the faint hum of the heater. He sat across from me, the old copy of Leaves of Grass between us like a fragile peace treaty. But he wasn't reading. Neither was I. Our eyes kept meeting, then darting away, like two guilty kids afraid of getting caught stealing something precious. Finally, he broke the silence. "You're leaving soon, aren't you?" His voice was too calm, but his fingers were gripping the edge of the table like he was holding onto something about to slip away. "Spring semester," I said quietly. "Transfer to Chicago." He nodded slowly, like he'd expected that answer all along. But then his jaw tightened. "So that's it. We just keep sitting here, pretending this is nothing." The words hit me like a punch. I opened my mouth, but nothing came out. My throat burned. My chest ached. I wasn't prepared for this, for him to call it out, to strip away the safety of silence. I don't know what you want me to say," I whispered. "Say what you feel." He shot back, his voice sharp now. "Raw. For once. Just don't hide." And suddenly, all the walls I'd built, all the excuses I'd rehearsed, they collapsed like paper in a storm. "I'm scared," I admitted. My voice cracked. "I'm scared because when I look at you, I feel like I'm standing on the edge of something I can't control. And if I fall, I don't know if I'll survive it." For a heartbeat, silence stretched between us like a thin wire, trembling under the weight of everything unsaid. Then he stood up, walked around the table, and stopped right in front of me. His leather jacket smelled faintly of smoke and winter air. "Then fall," he said softly, before I could think, before fear could pull me back. His hands cupped my face, warm and steady, and his mouth crashed into mine. The kiss wasn't gentle, it was desperate, fierce, like two storms colliding after years of circling the same horizon. My breath hitched. My hands clutched his jacket like it was the only thing tethering me to this earth. When we broke apart, both of us were shaking, our foreheads pressed together, breathing like we'd run a marathon. His eyes were glassy, his voice barely a whisper. "I didn't come here for the books," he said. "I came here because of you. Every night. You think I care about Whitman. I care about the guy in the gray hoodie who looks like he's carrying the whole damn universe on his shoulders." I laughed. Thina choked. Broken sound that turned into something almost like relief. "You're an idiot." "Yeah," he murmured, smiling that crooked smile that had undone me from the start. "But I'm your idiot. If you want me." Kissed him again. Slower this time, like sealing a promise. And in that quiet library, with snow tapping against the windows and old words watching us from yellowed pages, I realized something simple, something terrifying and beautiful. I wasn't alone anymore. Weeks later, I didn't transfer to Chicago. Not because of fear or obligation, but because for the first time in my life, I didn't want to run. We spent the rest of winter in that same library, our fingers brushing over poetry, our laughter breaking the silence, our hearts learning how to beat in sync. People say love stories don't happen in real life, that they're just pages in a book. But every time his hand finds mine across a crowded room, every time he whispers a line from Whitman against my skin, we were together. I forget the rest. I know they're wrong. Because this is our story. And it's still being written. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.